Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 14 here on my 52 horrific weeks in 1981. Sorry I'm uploading this late. Usually try to get these out on Sundays, but unfortunately yesterday just couldn't do it, so that's why it's a day late. So anyways, if you're an avid watcher of the series, I apologize. So anyways, once again, the remaining films went into the randomizer, press random, and Friday the 13th Part 2 is this week's winner. I mean, there's not really a lot that can be said about this film that hasn't been said a million times here on YouTube. Everyone knows about this franchise, everybody knows about everything, but for some weird circumstances you've never seen this film, I will give the plot of it. Basically, this movie takes place about 5 years after the original one. We all know from the original series that Jason Voorhees' mom, Pamela, was the killer. So this takes place about 5 years after, and basically what the backstory is that Jason, never did drown in Camp Crystal Lake. He was actually, living in the woods for the last 5 years, and basically just waiting to seek his revenge for his mother's death. So basically what happens is a group of camp counselors, they set up camp nearby Camp Crystal Lake. It's not actually at Crystal Lake. And, the rumors start going around and the legends and stuff, and of course curiosity gets to some people and they gotta go check out Camp Crystal Lake. And then the killings start happening. Jason appears to seek his mother's death. And that is essentially the plot of the film. Getting to the film, do I like this one? I'm a big fan of this one. I do have some issues with this film, though. I love Steve Miner's direction in this film. It's creepy. It's done very well. The actresses are really good. Amy Steele does a really good job in the lead in this film. Like I said, direction, simple backstory that works in the film. Everything's good. Definitely not my favorite Jason for a couple different reasons. I'm not a big fan of the sack on the head. I'm more of the hockey mask Jason, Part 3. But Jason in this film is actually probably one of the weakest Jasons out of any of the films, in my opinion. He does kind of get tossed around a little bit. He just doesn't have that, that Kane Hodder aura about him. I do like when Kane Hodder becomes Jason in the series because he's just so fucking big and he's scary. But overall the film is really good. I really thought that they could have upped the kill count in this film. This movie actually has the lowest body count out of the entire series. And by quite a bit, actually. This one only has about 9 kills in it, which is quite surprising considering there was so many, there's potential to have such a high body count in this one. But, really, I think the next lowest body count in any film is around 16 or something like that, or 14 or 15 or something like that. So quite a bit less kills, but, the atmosphere in this film it's really well done. Like I said, Steve Miner had great direction in this one. And it's a good sequel. It's a good sequel. It's a good way to introduce Jason. I think they did a good job of the way they introduced him into the film. Not giving too much ridiculous backstory. It just kind of gets right into it that he's been living there for the last 5 years, and then, so I think it's a really good sequel. It's not my favorite in the series. Everyone knows my favorite sequel in the series is Part 4. And then I love Part 3 and I love Part 6. I actually recently have watched a bunch of these films. I watched Part 2, Part 3, Part 6, and Part 7 recently. Probably the ones I watched the most really out of the series, besides Part 4. I watch it so much that... but yeah, anyways, Friday the 13th Part 2, that's my review on the film. If I had to rate this film, for a sequel to, pretty much a classic film, I'd probably give this film roughly about 7 out of 10. Like I said, it's definitely one of the not weaker ones of the franchise, but it's just the body count this one's not as high, but it does have a really good finale, I gotta say. Like I said, Amy Steele's brilliant in this film. But anyways, Friday the 13th Part 2 here on week 14. I will be back next week. Same story, don't know what the film's gonna be. Hope you enjoyed the review. Leave comments. Thanks. for subscribing. Peace out, always.